tell that she's weak, but wow, like
he's weak.
It literally looks like she's walking into, because it's obvious that he's a shark. It's obvious that he's a shark, and she trusts this shark, and it's just amazing because it looks like she knows, like her body language knows that she's about to get beat up. Maybe she didn't think she was going to get beat up that bad, and if you would have said any little nice thing about her, that would have been like her validation.
Mm-hmm.
It just shows, like, I would like to see his other followers.
Ellie J said he states Beyonce is an 8. This is the highest. Yeah, so there's a pathology to men who do this. Men who do this feel the lowest about themselves. They don't feel like a man. And the way that they can restore a sense of their manhood, aside from him in his sexual confusion, he doesn't know whether he wants to be in the LGBTQ community or not. And so a lot of this is likely, if a lot of this is a part of his sexual confusion and the fact that he doesn't know who he is as a man. And so what he needs to do now, because he can't maintain relationships, he can't keep women happy because of his own deficits as a man. So now he has to set out to tear down women. He can't tear down women in the dominant society because they're protected. He can only tear down Black women. That is the only way he's going to be able to restore whatever sense of manhood he felt like he should have or don't have or whatever. But this is just the pathology of a sugar booty. Sequoia,
how did he get in this position?
I feel like he would have gave Taylor Swift at 12 a 10.
Yeah, and I feel like also he probably had the problem with the fact that she has the dark complexion like his, and he's
thank you.
He's literally sitting here projecting his self-hate on her as well.
That's what I see.
He's looking for a Taylor Swift at 10.
My question is, how did he even get in this position? Because you can tell that he has kind of a dislike for Black women. So how did he get in the position to where that we have Black women coming to him so humbly for his opinion? That's where I'm just, how do we get to this?
Our Black male worshiping culture, and to where Black women are so used to the psychological and verbal abuse that they view it as love. Yeah. They view it as correction. They view it as somebody's trying to better you. A Black man is trying to better you if he's talking down on you and belittling you, because she probably doesn't even know whether she's being belittled or not. She probably doesn't know.
I've been talked down to and I've been belittled. But I always thought it was them. I always thought that the belittlement was because of their bad character, and that them talking back down to me was because their bad character. I guess I can't understand actually absorbing that. And I guess you really have to value the person's opinion and value who they are as a person. And you have to let some walls down and some guards down to do that. And to have such a low self-esteem, with her having that low self-esteem, I don't even understand how she accomplished that. That's why I'm saying, how did this even get to this point in the get-go? Like, how? I
read the comments on this video. You will see a lot of women in there co-signing with him.
I did.
And saying that I read someone say, I watch his show every day. I'm sorry, after watching this little clip and hearing him call her a broad, why would I watch something like this? Why would I listen to this?
Other than a troll for him? Could you be anything other than like trolling the hell out of him?
I wouldn't even waste my time trolling him. Like being around something degenerate and toxic, I would not even want to be part of it.
That are following him seem really weak-minded, and they seem like they would pretty much follow. And I think probably a lot of them might wake up, because she seems so dumb. I mean, I would like to sit her down and talk to her.
Me too.
So, that's
talking to a lot of people, because she's not the read the comments.
Yeah, you would be talking to a lot of people. The qualifier for a man to have a valid opinion in our community is only that he's Black and male, and that is because there's we're not
white and male.
Yeah, well, Black and male, and then white and male is not. White and male,
just male essentially.
Well, white and male is who they worship in a church every Sunday. So that goes without being said. White is God. But when it comes to our community, Black and male is the only two qualifiers in order for you to have a valid opinion. So in the social media world, you have a lot of dusties. Not even high value dusties, but bottom of the barrel. I don't have a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of.
That's a high value dusty. That's what I want to know.
Can you elaborate a little bit?
Yeah, exactly. Y'all know.
High value dusty is a dusty who makes a lot of money. 6 figures.
But
So
he can do. You cannot. The thing is, you could not convince me that this is a high level Dusty. Like he's definitely low.
I think so, too.
And he claims to make 6 figures. So
on YouTube, he probably is making 6 figures. On YouTube, he probably gets 6 figures in ad revenue. He probably does.
But his 6
I
figures
hope
is
there's-
nothing.
I
Like the
know
thing
it's
is,
not
this is my
someone
problem. There actually is a lot of people, a lot of guys who make 6 figures. So when it comes to like money, you really do have to have more than just money. So he really wouldn't even be he wouldn't be looked at. Like I don't know. That's why I don't see why he's saying, like, I tried to even envision, like, really he has women of any age beating that, like, where?
In the Black community to Black women.
Like, I guess if he went into a poverty struck area where there's, all the women are in poverty and have no education and they're hopeless. And they're sitting there waiting on the stimulus check, and he show up and be like, here, I got all this money, who wants it? And he will have people coming. But he's not just walking down the street with a trail of women behind him.
he's on the internet for one. He's on the internet. And he looks like the type that has something to prove. So he's actually going to pay whoever he's like. That 20-year-old is actually probably going to get cashed out.
But even the 20-year-old,
because he's got something to
He had
prove.
better options than him.
He knows that. He knows that, but he can only brag about her if she exists.
Yeah,
you see what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not bitter about that, and that's probably one of the reasons why he's so mean to that girl. He does not like himself. He does not like the fact that he has to pay so much for somebody to pay attention to him, and they really don't want to. The thing is,
he doesn't like women.
Beautiful. This woman is beautiful, and the thing is, if she makes 6 figures and she's beautiful like that, she will have no problem finding a man that loves her.
Right.
What she needs to do is find some self-esteem.
And can I just say this for the record, because I'm get sick of the guys saying that, like, you don't have options. Literally any woman could get a man. Like, there's no woman, she could be really hideous, she could be broke, she could still have many options. There's no shortages of guys who will literally take any woman. So literally, I get the whole idea.
It's vice versa as well, though. It's vice versa as well. It's vice versa.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. It's vice versa as well. But like when you're sitting, you don't have options. No, she actually has a lot of options.
I wonder
if she can still.
What chapter we have. X Morbid said, in my opinion, women should never allow any man to appraise her value and beauty, especially those that are not on their level. I agree. Rashad X said, Kevin Samuels is a beta male. He is always promoting white women on his channel. He is definitely a conquered man. He knows if he speaks ill of white women, white men will punish him. Look at him. What man can Kevin Samuels dominate? None. Like, that's none. And so that's a good point that I was going to speak to. Sid said, ladies, these SYSBM are after your crown. Hide them now. Let me say something, though, because this person had a point. The reason I come on here and talk so much about Black male psychology is because it doesn't take a rocket scientist or a sociologist to look at the Black community and see that the socialization of the women and the men is only conducive to dust. So basically, where this is coming from, and then I'm going to play it so we can see the other 4 minutes of it. Where this is coming from is that Black women are socialized to believe that their value lies in their ability to get a man. That is where you have value at. If you can get a man to marry you as a Black woman, then you have value. And in their perspective, exponentially more than a woman who is unmarried. So when you put that out there, that her sole value is based on marriage, if they're not married, their self-value is in the toilet. So of course she would then come to this type of man to ask him, what do I need to do to become desirable, because I'm 35 and I'm not married, so now I don't have any value. How do I get some value? So she's going to a so-called high value Dusty to ask how she can get a man, a Black man, to value her. And it's like, okay, that's not the issue. Black male psychology needs to be examined. Because when it gets to the point to where they're sitting here doing everything to beat down the self-esteem of a woman, he's clearly not here to help. So then the next question is, what is his motive? Why does he want to beat down her self-esteem? Well, he wants to beat down her self-esteem.
Because there's too many, it sells. too many people out there are happy to see a black woman be berated. Like literally, this is entertainment for them. This is what black
agree
men
with
don't
Rose.
like, and this is what black women unfortunately like to see as well. That's why.
Well,
Yeah.
I
it
agree with Rose.
Black
Come on,
what-
in the comments.
more options. It makes black men have more options, and they don't have to live with the expectation of black women wanting them to build or provide if all she's going after is a man who can commit to her. She's lucky to have a man deal with her. Like this woman, when she navigates in life, she's gonna feel like she's lucky to have any man, because this man, who's supposed to be a high value man, already told you you're already in the arrears because you're 35 with a child. Who cares if
And
you
he beat her down.
and
He
you
beat her
go
down.
business? He wants to beat down all. That's why he keeps saying men don't care about your money. Yes, black men do care
They
about
sure
your money.
as hell do. All of them do.
No,
All of
I
them do.
kind of agree to some extent there. That I wouldn't say all black
the
dudes
ones
do, because
That
okay,
have
so
it.
the black guys that I run across
no-
are not like, oh, they're not like, how much money are you making? And the ones that have money, they really are not really looking at like
want
how
you to
much money
be
you're
fine.
making. It's like, I can take care of both of us. That's
Yeah,
typically what I hear.
so
So
black men. How many black men are honestly able to look at a black woman's income and say, "I don't care how much you make"?
Honestly.
I don't know. I'm talking about what I
There's
deal with.
not-
I'm
okay,
talking
but
about-
the thing is-
no, they
okay.
do have money. That's my
Okay,
point.
but the thing is, even if they have, the thing
And
is,
I've
he's
known them for
right
over
about
10
that.
years. They've
He's right
always
about
had
that.
that.
When after a man feels like he has everything, he doesn't really look for a woman. If he's got enough money, he ain't looking for a woman to build an empire, because he feels like he has his empire, and that is part of his manhood. And so, yeah, he's ready to go get a chick. But the thing is, what he said to her wasn't that wrong. It's just he flexed and he used his ego, and he didn't tell her the other side. He didn't give her any alternative except to settle for the bull crap that's here. No, he should have told her, look, honey, you are beautiful. You already have 6 figures. Why are you looking for a man with 6 figures? You see what I mean? She's fixed. She's looking for a man with 6 figures. Does he need to have 6 figures, or does he just need to have some kind of ambition? Are you really looking for that money when you already have it? You don't need that. Go find you the man that you want. Go find this tall, sexy, family oriented. You can go somewhere else that's not in America, and you can find that, and he will love you, and he will think you're beautiful. But he didn't give her nothing. He didn't give her any hope. You don't look good. You're not good enough. He literally told her she's not good enough.
Can V speaks now because she's been trying to be.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No,
I don't see her. That's all.
totally agree with Xtina. And what I don't understand is, besides this dude supposedly making 6 figures, what even qualifies him to give her any advice? Because based on what he's saying to her, he has no qualifications to give anybody any advice, except him pushing her to have lower self-esteem and lower self-worth. Because if he actually cared anything about Black women, he would have given her some of the advice that Xtina just gave her. Because what Xtina just said makes way more sense, except what he said is to give her advice that he wants Black women to think that they have no other option.
Can I say something really quickly? Because this is why his advice is inaccurate. Because anybody who does the research on the economic condition in the Black community, you will learn one of 2 things. Number one, collectively, Black men have no wealth. And on average, Black women have more money because they are more employed than Black men do. So what he's trying to talk, he's talking to her about the minority of Black men. Most Black men are not 6-figure men, and they do need an income, and they do care about the income of the woman because they're not in a position to be anybody's provider. They're just not. So what he's saying is unrealistic, first of all. And like Xtina said, he's not giving her anything. And he doesn't want to give her anything except degrading comments so that her esteem can be lowered. He's not here to build her up. He's here to tear her down.
And I believe that he's not only speaking to her, he's speaking to every Black woman. He's wanting every Black woman to know that she has no worth unless she is young and beautiful and like a 10 or whatever, and she has a nice body and no children. He wants every Black woman to realize that. And he wants the Black women that have self-esteem, that has income that are like six-figure women, he wants them to know that they're not really worth anything, and she should go and find herself a broke dude, so that she can actually get married because she's not worth anything else. So his whole thing is just degrading and berating Black women. He doesn't really care about uplifting her. And it's really sad that these people are actually going to him. I'm kind of confused about
Women.
that.
I honestly,
That's what I'm saying. Like for me, I need to get something out of it. So I'm wondering, like, what are they getting out of watching him and actually going to him for advice? Like, there has to be something there that they're getting. Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm hoping it's their kink to get degraded and berated, because he's really not offering anything other than that. He's only offering to lower your self-esteem. That's all he's trying to do. And it's like, it's really sad and disgusting, the fact that so many people are actually going to him for this.
Let me go back.
Okay. Average looking women. Average looking woman who's older. Average looking older woman with a 13-year-old son. Average looking woman with a 13-year-old son with a sketchy baby daddy. This gets worse every time I say something. And now you're asking for a man who's in the top 10% of men. You don't qualify for one. And you're making, I don't want to have to go there, but when you put in all these other factors, why can't you just get a man that's an average guy?
Sometimes I feel like in order to fully
he's
submit,
an average guy.
like,
Well, then you're gonna die alone. How about that? Let me just cut to the chase, man. You can feel like what you want to.
I said, then you a bitch.
She's a submissive woman. She said in order to fully submit.
That you qualify for. And the only reason, honestly,
That's
man,
ridiculous.
I can see a woman like yourself really thinking you deserve more is because you earn more money than most people around you in North Carolina.
Oh, she's in North Carolina, so that is a lot of money in North Carolina.
Yeah.
do you literally see how
That's the
you can
reality.
look at her face
Men
and you
don't
can
care
see
about
how
you.
crushed she is, and she's on her phone to prevent from crying.
Girl, that's what I'm saying. She is broken. He is a piece of crap. Like, I want to fight him.
Let me
Just for me having to see that. I want to fight him just for me having to watch it.
And he's prosecuting her because she has a 13-year-old son.
Right.
Her son's supposed to be grown. Like, literally, that would, for me, I would be like, all right, he's 13. Like,
He's gonna be coming at
He
you,
was
bro.
trying to hook up his homies. He was trying to hook up his average homies. He was just like,
he's average. Like, I want to know how he thinks he is average.
he is, but he's like, you just because you worked hard, you should just get it. No, oh my God. Was she in the same room with him? No, was she in the same room with him? Was she in the same room with him?
She wasn't going to attack him anyway. She's not going to do anything to him.
He's a
Like,
submissive.
She's shifting and looking at her phone to collect her bearings because of the assault that she just took.
Right.
What you want to, but women like you die alone. Straight up. Then you're gonna.
Sometimes I feel like in order to fully submit, I have to feel like he's in.
Well, then you're gonna die alone. How about that? Let me just cut to the chase, man. You can feel like what you want to, but women like you die alone. Straight up. Because you think you're better than the men that you qualify for. And the only reason, honestly, man, that I can see a woman like yourself really thinking you deserve more is because you earn more money than most people around you in North Carolina. But if your ass worked at the post office, you would not think so highly of your opportunities. And that's the reality. Men don't care about your money. Not the kind of men that you want. We don't care about your money. It ain't ours. We care about the fact that you are older and you got kids. And you're average. And your reality of your life has showed you that. You don't have the kind of men that you want knocking on your door trying to find you. See, what we've done in this country, this world, is we've told women like yourself that you can have it all, and you got a Prince Charming who's 6 foot 6 feet tall, 6-figure income, jawline, all this other kind of stuff. And I'm sorry, man. No. Most people get average people, especially average people. You're an average person. I mean, let's be real. You're not running Microsoft. You had a pet grooming business. You've been making 6 figures for the last 3 years. Okay. But if I'm looking at you, if I looked at you and I took all that off of you, all the eyelashes and all the hair, what do you look like under there?
I mean, I look the same. I'm just...
No, you don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
I'm sorry?
No, you don't. You don't look the same because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
So what is your advice for that?
All right, I'll tell you my advice, man, because you're not listening to me. This is why I always recommend you need therapy. Because you seem like a sweet woman, but you're not getting it.
You're being so mean.
I'm not being, don't tell me I'm being mean. I'm about to be mean. I get tired of you broads telling me I'm being mean because you cannot handle a goddamn truth. You called my show on a day that you ain't even supposed to be here. And I honored the call and sat here and tried to help you. And I'm telling me I'm being mean. Get the fuck out of my phone. I'm tired of y'all doing this shit.
And she didn't cuss him out. She didn't say not one cuss word.
This is the humor. She's got a
Not
real
one cuss word. Not one cuss
I
word.
didn't find any of that crap funny. He gonna sit there all ugly and dusty and crusty and musty, talking about sitting here trying to degrade her. It's like, bro,
Plus he said broad. I would have felt
right.
free.
And it's like he clearly don't have a mother, and he's like a sociopath. He's clearly a sociopath because he thinks that he has like these visions of grandeur of the person that he is, but his character is crap. It's like, bruh, you're garbage. You're straight up garbage. And the thing is, like, this isn't even the biggest example of him being garbage. He had also had other videos of him being garbage when he is degrading that lady with the 2 children, talking about she don't have the right to be looking for a dude. She thinks she's something. Yeah, she's something. It's like, are you retarded? He's like,
he is retarded. Like that's interesting is that he's actually saying we. He's acting like she's interested in guys like him. Like,
right.
You're not
right. What he's so what he's doing is actually very classic. It's typical, but a lot of Black women and women in general don't recognize it. So you have this woman that came here and she had some sense of pride in herself. Even though she rated herself a 5, she is accomplished. She's been making 6 figures for 3 years. She's built her own business and maintained it. She keeps herself in shape. Despite the fact that she's 35 with a kid, she's still in shape. She keeps herself up and she still has some youth. So she came to him with a certain package. He decided to break down every single thing that she thought was good about herself to reduce her down to nothing so she will feel good if she's just in the presence of a man. Because did y'all catch where he said you think you're better because you make more money than other people? Yes. So he already got her to rate herself as a 5 and told her she's average looking. So he already stripped her of her pride there. She had pride in her 6-figure income. He said that so that he could say, even with you making more money than most people, you do nothing. He wanted to take away every single thing that gave her pride in herself. And Black women do not understand or know how to have the discernment to know when you're in the presence of that type of man. And that's a problem.
Your ancestors